p.m., 4:12 p.m., 4:12 p.m., 4:12 p.m., 4:12 p.m. Hopefully we get the ball rolling now. Hopefully we get the ball rolling now, guys. Chilling. Oh, look at that. The mailbox. The mailbox. There we go. The mailbox. The mailbox exchange is here. That's the reason for the brain attacks. The mailbox exchange is here. That's right. The mailbox exchange is here. 4:15 p.m., 4:15 p.m., November 28th, 2025, Friday. This is the reason for the brain attacks and bright light harassment and high frequencies. There we go. He's not done yet. He will be visiting the Candyman in the basement as well. Open for business. Trafficking, distribution, and packaging. Let me repeat that. Trafficking, distribution, and packaging of the white envelopes and the mail carrier is involved as well. At 5130 West 24th Street in Laramie, Cicero, Illinois, 60824. That's the reason for homeowner Martinez's son. Once again, catfish. Bait, focus, follow, attention span, military-grade technology, very aware of my location and activities, instructions given on command signal. Hope you guys are having a beautiful holiday. Same here as well, but there's a murder plot on my life, guys. So, you can imagine the traumatic secondary health issues of radiation levels from long-term electronic harassment, 2003, year and present, 2025, November 28th, Friday, at 4:16 p.m. That's right. I understand the consequences. I understand the gravity of the situation. And that's why it's very important. I must document everything every single day. So when that fateful day comes, that I become ill, there will be no question how this happened to me. That's right. Remember now, a lot of time, effort, strategizing, and law enforcement, and of course, Town of Cicero officials, Larry Dominic, involved in criminal activity of state insurance policy fraud, identity theft, Medicaid. That's the reason for the provoked confrontation and the catfish trying to create family conflict, emotional distress, anxiety, disbelief, mistrust, among my family members. And concern, of course, once I respond to the Daily Planet attacks. Police officers in the area, in my case, Sergeant Porter, badge number 2255, right forearm tattoo, waiting, standing by, set up traps, false police reports, arrest, court dates, order of protection, document a history of mental health issue illness once I respond, and the police officer, of course, social acting, attacking the victim's psyche, the reason for the provoked confrontation, and constantly, surprisingly, once I approach the window, military-grade technology, very aware of my location and activities, instructions given on command signal. Yes, to avoid long-term electronic harassment, secondary health issues of radiation levels, brain aneurysm, bleeding of the brain, blood clot, tumors of the brain, bone damage, brain damage, bone cancer, a number of serious health issues regarding secondary health issues of long-term electronic harassment, radiation levels. This is how they're able to manipulate businesses, remain in control, and silence their arbitraries. Silent, incoherent victims. Silent, incoherent victims. Nursing home final faith, identity theft, Medicaid takes place. Organized crime family process, if you guys want to make a difference. Well, first of all, that's the reason why this resident has no address identification at 5130. Town of Cicero officials are protecting this criminal organization, and that's the reason Town of Cicero is working on a harassment case against me that we have on video as far as police officers' late night visit to 5130 and 5132, getting petitions signed against me for providing a public service. Who is harassing whom? We got homeowner Martinez's son and his family members constantly harassing me. And of course, homeowner Martinez, that's the vehicle that was used as far as the catfish involving my ex-wife. Homeowner Martinez's wife has parked her vehicle away from camera view. There we go. We have community gang stalking. Organized crime is responding. Trying desperately to create some type of diversion, distraction, and we have activity in the alley. That's the reason for the distraction. And the person, there we go, we have another one. He's not going to get away. We got his information. We got him, guys. We have the other individual at 5130 with his Porsche. That's right. Must be nice. No job, no school. Red Porsche. This individual is constantly changing vehicles, brought and paid for with state insurance policy fraud, identity theft, Medicaid. We have the Candyman parked all the way over there. Look at that. He's taking really extra precaution. The Candyman all the way over there, his red vehicle. Yes, intentions are very clear. All right, we're moving on for now. Obviously, the individual has been instructed to stay with the Candyman, that we have his vehicle right there. And we just gonna, that's the Candyman's vehicle right there. The red Pontiac. And look at the distance that he's parked at. That's a lot. See that? That's a lot. All right, we're going to be waiting. The individual should be coming back out as far as the mailbox exchange. Pay attention to the time frame. 4:21 p.m., November 28, 2025, Friday. And we also have community gang stalking in the area. Organized crime is clearly responding and panicking and running for the hills. That's right, running for the hills. But they cannot hide from us. I guarantee you that. Other than that, that's the reason for this. See that? That's the reason for this. And instructions are being given by a hit squad that resides right next door, second floor hideout, 5135, second floor hideout. and they can see everything. And this is called the game of manipulation. This hit squad is very, very. Let me open up a little bit here. The hit squad is. There's the bright light harassment coming from that window right there. And it's cold outside, but that window is kept open using truck lights for continued harassment of bright light harassment. And this is for documentation purposes once I respond to the daily harassment. Intentions are very clear. See that? If you guys don't want to be a victim of state insurance policy fraud, it's very simple, guys. Let me show you what you do. If you don't want to be a victim of state insurance policy fraud, very simple. Let me show you what you do. You remove the items from the window. That's a no-no. I do it because I have to function. I have to clean the house. I have to cook. And this is how organized crime is able to manipulate victims to respond and create family conflict. The family members will be calling 911 because they're concerned. They have no idea what's going on. And this is called the game of manipulation, state insurance policy fraud, identity theft, Medicaid. No witnesses. That's right, no witnesses, guys. My son is a witness to provoke confrontation by the dollar store owner. Okay, that's what you do to avoid being a victim of state insurance policy fraud, identity theft, Medicaid. The community gang stalking has stopped for now. We are still waiting. Homeowner Martinez has been instructed to leave on command signal. See that? He has no place to go, of course, but he is trying desperately to create some type of diversion, distraction, and that right there is called bait, focus, follow, attention span. Social acting, catfish. Very important that the victim is hooked as far as bait, focus, attention span. He was clearly parked right here, and he was instructed while I was showing you what was going on. And then he drove away. Surprise advantage once I approached the window. The military-grade technology is very aware of my location and activities, instructions given on command signal. This is how they're carrying on this murder plot electronically. Let's do it again. Well, let's make sure we got the time that Homeowner Martinez's son was deployed to leave. It's 4:26 p.m. Friday, November 28, 2025. We are still waiting for the individual to come back out from retrieving the mailbox exchange. Okay. Once again, in the kitchen, if you do not want to be a victim, that's right, look at that. This is what I have to go through on a daily basis while preparing my meals and washing dishes. See that? This is big. This is the reason Forest unnecessary officials working on a harassment case against me. Remember now, the victims must respond. The victims must respond right as far as the bright light harassment. That's all you have to do. If you do not want to be a victim of state insurance policy fraud, this is how they're able to buy these vehicles for their employees brought and paid for with this type of money. The victims must respond. And this is how the victims are documented with a history of mental health issue, illness, no witnesses. I'm being attacked every single day, 2003, year and present, 2025. And you can see clearly where the harassment is coming from. That window is open. That window is open right now. good. Intentions are very, very clear. Looks like one of our cameras has been shut down. Let's see. See? I turned it back on. They can shut down any power source outage. See that? The community gang stalking has stopped. The military-grade technology. Go on Google Maps. Plenty of resources regarding military-grade technology being used by this hit squad for harassment purposes. Of course, the game of manipulation. Alright, for now, I guess we're moving on. The individual has been instructed to stay inside with the Candyman as far as the mailbox exchange. We caught him on video. And they are responding with community gang stalking, high frequencies, brain attacks. And I'm surprised we don't see no law enforcement so far. Alright, we're moving on for now. Okay. 4:28 p.m. November 28, 2025, Friday. That's what we got. We are moving on. We are waiting. Moving on. Moving on.